and welcome to Friday's episode of Fast 5. You guessed it, today we are talking about stretching and mobility. Oftentimes we wait until we have a problem to address stretching and mobility, which is my first tip. Do not wait for there to be a problem to start stretching and working on mobility. We do this with chiropractic care, we do this with massage, we do this with stretching. We wait until there's an issue to address it. If you stay ahead of it and you keep stretching in your routine consistently, you will avoid a lot of problems, which is my second point, consistency. Make it a point to stretch daily. So even if you're taking a rest day, still get warm and stretch. You can be watching puppy dog pals with your kids, I don't care. Get some stretching in. This is called the couch stretch for a reason. You can do it on your couch. Anytime I encourage Steve to do a long stretch, afterwards it's like, wow, I got the best workout. I feel so good. Man, I should really do that more often. Number 3, how long should I stretch for? So it depends. Are you warming up or are you cooling down? Are you just stretching or are you getting ready for a big explosive workout? If I'm warming up and getting ready for my workout, I'm gonna be in each stretch for about 30-45 seconds. So I don't wanna be so stretched out going into heavy squats. I want to be warm, I want to be limber, but I don't want to be overly stretched. So about 30 to 45 seconds per stretch before, post-workout, or just trying to make some real changes in your flexibility and mobility. 2 minutes, 3 minutes per stretch. Think of it more of like a yin yoga, where you're just sitting and trying to relax and see some real change in that muscle. Number 4, breathe. I know this was in the last Fast Friday. Breathe. Sometimes stretching is really uncomfortable. I get it. But it's even more uncomfortable if you don't breathe. So when you're in those positions where you're not very flexible, big exhale. I'm going to say it again. Inhale like you're smelling freshly baked cookies. Exhale like you're trying to blow up a balloon or blow out birthday candles with plastic under them, obviously, because we can't blow on cakes anymore. And then number 5, use assistance. So buddy, bands, I'm gonna grab a band. So if I was super immobile, I could put this band around my feet and use it to help me pull myself down. I could do a lying hamstring stretch with the band here, which I actually need to use the band here because I am super tight today. But once again, you don't want to like, just relax, breathe. Sometimes a buddy is nice to remind you to breathe. A lot of times when I'm stretching with clients or Steve, I'm like, babe, breathe. Like, relax, because we get so bound up and it's uncomfortable sometimes, but with consistency, it's less. To recap your Friday Fast 5, number 1, don't wait for there to be a problem to start addressing your mobility and flexibility. Consistently stretch, keeping it a part of your daily routine. Number 3, 30 to 45 seconds pre, 2 to 3 minutes post if you're looking to make some real change in your mobility and flexibility. Number 4, don't forget to breathe. And number 5, ask for assistance from a buddy or from a band. Use a band to help you get into those positions. Use a yoga block if you're not quite there. You can use all sorts of tools around your house to help you with your stretching. Just keep it consistent. Those are your 5 tips for stretching and mobility. I'm gonna go through just a couple quick stretches that I really, really love. You just saw the couch stretch. Figure 4 is another one that's super easy. You can use your couch, your wall, a box, whatever. So you're gonna scoot your booch super close to the box. 1 foot in a 90 degree, other leg crosses at the ankle. I'm gonna take my outside hand and press on the knee. And I feel this all in that outer hip and glute. And as I'm actively pressing this hand on the knee, I'm trying to reach my hips towards the ground. And exhale. Try and further that stretch on every exhale. Okay? Obviously, you want to do the other side. Spare you. Another one I really like is the elevated pigeon. So pigeon's pretty tough for me, but doing it elevated, any of my pregnant clients, pigeon elevated was always easier for me and more comfortable, and it still is. So I like to use my handy dandy box, ankle, knee, and then I hop the back leg back and I sit my hips down, so it's stretching that same area, just in a different way. And the biggest thing here when you're doing something like this is that you're not super tense in your upper body. You want to keep everything relaxed. So that's where that breathing comes in handy. But try to not shrug your shoulders up by your ears and super tense. Like, just relax. Just relax. So that's the elevated pigeon. I love a good old runner's lunge during a lot of my warm-ups. But when you're in this runner's lunge position, you can do it two different ways, with the back knee up, the back knee down. When the back knee is down, I like to think about bringing the opposite hip flexor to the opposite heel. So I'm actively trying to reach that hip flexor towards the heel. And then you can give a torso twist. Make sure you're twisting your whole torso and not just raising your arm and twisting your arm. Like, connect the body, extend through the whole body. And then if you notice, my hand is flipped back, and I do this because I'm also stretching my wrist out in this position. So a lot of our workouts have the dumbbells on the wrist, where we're pushing up, and our wrists are sore, tired, weak. So I like to do a lot of wrist stretching. We overlook our wrists and our ankles and our feet. But these are important things too. So wrist stretching here. So I'm trying to bend my elbows back. Then I flip them over. Oh, that's stretching all the way up that front. And little side note, whenever we have joint pain, sometimes it is a problem with the joint, but sometimes it's just that all the muscles around the joint are really tight. And so when all those muscles around the joint are tight and pulling, it causes a lot of joint inflammation and pain. So before you're like, oh, I have bad knees, oh, I have bad elbows, address the muscles above and below the problem and see if that makes a change for you. So if my elbows are super inflamed and sore, did I do 1,000,000 tricep exercises the day before? Are my forearms super tight? Was there a lot of pulling, a lot of triceps, both? Oh shit, my forearms are tight. My triceps are sore. Maybe that's it. Smash out, get a rolling pin, get a buddy, smash out all the muscles around and see if that alleviates some of that tension and inflammation. Don't just strap on like an elbow cuff or something and try and get a cortisone shot immediately. Like, address the muscles around the pain. Same thing with the knees. If my knees hurt, the first thing I do is the couch stretch and roll out my quads. Then I stretch my calves. I address my feet. So work all the muscles around the problem and see if that problem starts to dissipate. I could go on for days about this. Same thing, shoulders. If your shoulders are aching, maybe your traps are super tight, maybe your back's super tight, or your chest and your muscles are pulling forward. Like, where's your alignment? What's tight? What's sore? What workouts did you do? And what mobility has not yet been addressed? So start there. We, a lot of times, are just like, I just need, ibuprofen, a cortisone shot, a wrap, a sleeve, a Band-Aid, whatever. address it through mobility and stretching and see if it makes a difference. Maybe it won't, but maybe it will, and that's free. So those are my tips for mobility. I hope you have a stretchy, flexy, sexy weekend.